You can hardly go a minute these days without hearing something about Chat GPT. Some people are worried about their jobs, others are excited about the new tech, and I am in a group of people who's super excited to use this incredible tool to make my life easier or to actually work less, right? Who doesn't want to be a superhuman? So, in that spirit, in this video, I'm sharing 10 ways you can use Chat GPT to halve your workload as a product manager. My name is Jelena and I'm a VP of product in a cool startup during the work week, and on weekends I share my passions for product management, personal productivity and remote work here on this channel. If this is something you enjoy, please subscribe. So I'm assuming you already know what Chat GPT is and how to use it. So I'm not going to go into details on that in this video, also not my expertise. Also in this video, I'm using a clone of ChatGPT that my boyfriend has created. I'm doing this because ChatGPT had some downtime recently, and the clone doesn't have these problems because obviously there's not so much traffic on it, but the data set is pretty much the same. Well, except for this part. I know. What in the world? Anyway, so if you want to get access to his clone of ChatGPT for free, follow his channel, Hacking Modern Life, for the upcoming video about the clone, and maybe you can even make a clone of your own. And I'm going to link his channel in the description box below. But back to my video. So in this video, I'm going to pretend that I'm a PM of a video streaming platform such as YouTube, and I'm going to share 10 different ways with examples you could potentially use ChatGPT for to do your work as a product manager, actually half your work as a product manager. All right, so let's do this. So the first way in which you can use ChatGPT for is to inspire your work on customer personas. Not to say to get it to do your work on the personas for you. Bye-bye user interviews, hello AI generated personas. Anyhow, as I mentioned earlier, for the purpose of this video, I'm pretending to be a product manager of a video streaming platform. In order to create my persona draft, I entered the following prompt into ChatGPT just to really simply test it out. So here's what I wrote. Write a persona text about John, the user of a video streaming platform. What does his day look like? How does he engage with the platform? What does he gain from watching videos? What are the challenges he faces? And what are his needs, pain points, or desires? And this is what ChatGPT returned. And I have to say that I'm impressed with the result I got with this pretty basic prompt. For any product manager, this is a very basic prompt. The next thing I did is I wanted to enrich this persona a little bit, as I normally do with my personas, real personas I use at work. And I wanted to enrich it with think, see, feel, do framework. And in order to do that, I used the following prompt. Write a think, see, feel, do framework, inspired text about John, user of a video streaming platform. Like that's it, that's all I put in. And again, ChatGPT provided a pretty decent response, honestly. What I'm shocked about is that it identified John's potential feelings of joy and frustration, which is not something that I actually specified. But honestly, that's something that's expected to be included when you're using this framework. Of course, the more precise the prompts, the better the quality of the output can be that you will get from ChatGPT. I think that's something that everybody says. Now, I want to add a disclaimer here. Do I think that just getting ChatGPT to write personas for you and call it a day is enough to do good work as a product manager? Yes, I do. Okay, I'm clearly messing around. Of course not. You'll still need to do your work, but I think it can be a great asset to get you started with your personas. Also, I think it can help provide perspectives that you might not have considered before. Naturally, all the assumptions made in your personas will need to be validated through user interviews to actual contact with your customers. I know it's a lot of work, but I think that ChatGPT can be a great help to offer you more perspectives, kind of different angle, and allow you to think in different ways, but you'll still have to do the hard work of interviewing your users. So while we're on the topic of personas, ChatGPT can also be used to inspire customer journey maps. In my first example, I provided a more generic prompt. So I wrote this. List steps of the customer journey of a video streaming platform user. I mean, it's so basic. And I got a decent but more generic answer. If you're an experienced PM, this probably wouldn't be too valuable, but if you're a beginner PM, then I think this could help you think deeper through the customer journey. Often inexperienced PMs tend to think of the journey of their customers as beginning only when their customers land on their product, when in fact it actually begins way before and continues way beyond after the customer leaves your product. I know for sure this was a mistake I used to make early on in my career, and this is something that I had to learn over time. So then, to improve this, I provided Chat GPT the following slightly more specific prompt. And here's what I wrote. Write a customer journey map, steps of John, the user of paid video streaming platform similar to YouTube, include both the happy and unhappy paths. And here I received a more specific answer. I also like that it really considered the unhappy path as I actually instructed it, and as we should consider when we're building customer journey maps. It's not all perfect, we all know that. Again, should you just copy these steps into your customer journey map? I honestly hope not, but it can give you ideas on what could go on your customer journey map, especially if you're just getting started. And it could help you consider paths that your customers might take that you might have overlooked. Again, all of this, of course, would need to be validated with actual customer input and data coming from your own product. Another way in which Chat GPT can be your trusted friend is to help you with the opportunity solution trees. We all love opportunity solution trees. Now, let's imagine you're building your opportunity solution tree with the product outcome of increasing the conversion rate of your freemium users to a paid plan that's on your product. So in this case, we're imagining that our video streaming platform has freemium model as its main business model, and the whole idea is for those freemium users to eventually turn to paying customers. So for building my opportunity solution tree, I gave ChatGPT this prompt. Imagine you're a free user of an online video streaming platform. Give me 20 reasons that are stopping you from upgrading to a paid plan. And it has given me 20 reasons. Now, the crazy thing is that recently my team and I were creating a similar opportunity solution tree with the same outcome, and many of the items ChatGPT listed here actually made our tree. This included things such as too many choices, expensive prices, lack of understanding, and so on, but that's pretty crazy. And in our case, we didn't use ChatGPT to generate the opportunity solution tree, of course. We used the data we had, but the crazy part is that a lot of it is the same. So then I came to the following conclusion, that ChatGPT can be helpful here to do your research, to make sure you're not missing anything that you might have observed from your customer inputs, but managed to somehow just overlook. All right, so on to the next one. So now let's imagine you identified an opportunity that you want to actually explore further. You want to slowly move to delivery. For example, you concluded that your freemium users are not upgrading to a paid plan because they can't watch videos offline. Like, that's the biggest blocker right now. So now you're ready to start drafting your PRD and preparing everything for actual development. So for the purpose of this video, I'm going to use just some of the elements of my own PRD template. My PRD template is much longer, and this would be a very, very long video. And before I go any further, I want to use this opportunity to ask you to give this video a thumbs up if you're enjoying it, and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Okay, ad break is over. There's another thing that I would actually like to know is, do you write PRDs? Kind of what do your PRDs look like? Let me know in the comments below. I'm very curious how other people do it. I like to start my PRDs with a day in the life text to explain in real life terms what the problem we're considering solving looks like for the actual user. And to do that, I provided ChatGPT, my trusted product manager friend, this prompt. So write a day in a life text about a user of a video streaming platform who wishes she had the ability to watch videos offline when she's traveling. So this prompt produced a more generic response about Sarah, who is passionate about video watching, but when she's traveling or commuting, she's pretty frustrated she can access her videos offline. But then I decided to update my prompt a little bit, and I updated it to this one. Write a day in a life text about a user of a video streaming platform who wishes she had the ability to watch videos on the platform when she's traveling. When would she need to watch videos offline? Why is this important to her? How would having this option actually help her out? And I received the following response, which is a bit more detailed. There's a lot of more emotion and sentiment in this response, which is something I find really valuable. And we see the clear benefit for Sarah and how viewing videos offline would actually help improve her life and the experience. So this brings me to the following conclusion, that the more detail and context you give to Chat GPT, the better the response you're gonna get from it. Like, duh, I think like every person on the planet says the same thing. So if you're working on an actual product, chances are you have actual data to feed Chat GPT, and it could really help you write day in a life based on your actual persona if you give it like really good and accurate input. All right, another area where ChatGPT can be helpful is to define problem statements for your PRDs. So I gave ChatGPT this prompt. Describe the problem around users of video streaming platforms not having the ability to watch video content offline. What are the main challenges? Why is this important? What results does the ability to watch videos offline could drive? And now that I see this prompt, it's not the best. But ChatGPT has actually described a problem statement in pretty decent detail. It also produced a bit longer text than I normally would do for problem statements, but I think it might have gone a little bit crazy with all my inputs and all the testing that I did the whole day. But it's actually a pretty good start. And then I thought, well, it would be really great if ChatGPT could help me and create a hypothesis based on the problem statement for my PRD that I just shared. Since I already have my problem statement, I just provided the following prompt. Build a hypothesis based on the problem statement above. Super simple. And I got a somewhat long hypothesis, like you give trash, you get trash back. However, I corrected this quickly by asking it to shorten it, and it gave me quite a logical response. I'm thinking if you have real problem statements, ChatGPT can actually help you define your hypothesis really effectively. So again, same conclusion. You give it junk, you get the junk. You give more specific inputs, you get really gold nuggets. Now, let's imagine you want to do some research and review some articles for your PRD. So I found this article on Medium that seems really interesting and relevant for my topic, but it's rather long and I'm kind of lazy. So to save me some time, I asked ChatGPT to summarize it for me. And then based on the summary, I can decide if I want to read this article in full or not, me as a PM of a video streaming platform. So the prompt I gave it is super simple. I just asked it to write me a summary of the article. So I copy-pasted the article in there, and it provided me with a summary that's a fraction of the length of the original article. So just imagine how much time this could save you when you're doing your research, especially when it comes to deciding whether something is worth actually reading or not. So I thought this was really amazing. Would I skip just reading the article altogether? Probably not, but at least can understand, is this really worth my time? Is this relevant for the topic that I'm trying to explore? If it's not, then I can just skip it and move on to the next thing. And speaking of research, you can use ChatGPT to research competitors or competitive solutions. Here, honestly, it took me some trial and error that I won't share in this video, but I did pretty well when I asked it, who are the biggest competitors in the video streaming space? It took me a little bit of experimentation here to get the proper answer, and it actually listed the big guys such as YouTube, Netflix, Amazon Prime, Hulu, and so on. And then I went a little bit deeper and asked if these services offer offline viewing, and it explained that pretty well. With some patience and proper context, I think ChatGPT can really help in doing competitive research. That said, it's worth mentioning here that it has data only until 2021, so everything that your competitors did after that won't be in ChatGPT or Clone GPT. So it's missing all these recent events, but if you're kind of looking into data from before 2021, then it can really help you out. Now let's imagine that you're interviewing users to collect data for your offline video streaming feature. Like now you want to figure out where users are at. ChatGPT can be a great source of inspiration to help create interview guides. This one was also a little bit trial and error, but I gave it this prompt and it worked pretty well. So create an interview guide to evaluate user needs for the offline video streaming feature. Write 20 questions. Pretty decent, pretty basic. And it actually did pretty well. Of course, it is critical to give it more context and details as to what you're trying to find out in your user interviews, but it can definitely come up with some really useful questions and maybe some questions that you haven't thought about at all. And this brings us to number 10, which is the final tip today, and it's related to the topic of user interviews while we're there. So recruitment for user interviews is probably one of the biggest pains in the neck, honestly. So here ChatGPT can be of use as well. It can help you write emails to recruit users for those interviews. If only it could send them too, like that would be amazing. So anyway, this is the prompt I tried. Write an email to recruit users for user interviews to discuss offline video streaming feature. And the email seems very professional, right? So here you can experiment with the tone of the emails and give Chat GPT more input to make it more personal and authentic to you, but actually did pretty well out the box. All right, so those were just 10 ways you can use Chat GPT as a product manager to make your life easier and half your workload. Some other things that come to my mind that I actually tried testing is to use Chat GPT to generate solution ideas, write user stories, create surveys, summarize customer feedback, write analytics reports, like actually did really well there, and draw conclusions from the data and much more. And I'd love to record part 2 of this video, so let me know in the comments below if you're interested, and give this video a thumbs up. If I have like 50 thumbs up on this video, I'm gonna shoot happily part 2. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. Here's another video from me somewhere on the screen that you might enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!